There are two reasons why breakups are extremely difficult for men. Why we as men feel like it's almost impossible to move on. Why we feel as if someone's come into our life, shared beautiful times, beautiful memories with us, and then they've taken half of our heart and ran away, right? And I personally feel the pain that you felt before, right? I've been in 3 long-term relationships throughout 15 years. And out of those 3 relationships, 2 of those I got broken up with, right? The third one, I broke up with the girl. But more or less, man, my most recent relationship, which went for 7 years, absolutely crushed me, right? And the reason why, it hurt me is because more or less, I thought she was the one. I thought I was going to have a family with her. Basically, I thought that this would be my girl for the rest of my life, okay? And unfortunately, it didn't pan out this way. So now, as I'm recording this video, right, after I've completely, shifted my identity, created a brand new person, and now I'm in the best relationship I've ever been in, right? Because I'm this new person. I'm aligned with a beautiful woman who supports my journey, a very feminine woman, and we have such a good dynamic in our relationship, right? Where I lead, she follows, and I wanted to dive deeper into the why, why I felt that way, why you felt that way, right? And there are 2 main reasons, and I'm going to share this with you, right? So I hope you get a ton of value in this video. Let's dive straight into it. Now, firstly, it's biological hardwiring, okay? The way our brains are hardwired as men, we're literally animals, we're part of the animal kingdom. We're just humans, right? And we're still part of our ancient ancestors, okay? So we're basically designed to hunt, provide safety, and procreate, okay? That's how we're hardwired as men. Now, this correlates with your ex-girlfriend in this way, right? Your primal brain thinks she's the one, right? Because we're designed to, provide, procreate. When we get with a girl that we genuinely love, right? We genuinely have feelings for. We as men, we think that she's the one, she's the one that we're going to end up marrying. She's the one that we're going to end up having children with. She's going to be our forever lady, right? Now, you got to understand this, right? Our primal brains haven't evolved from 1,000 years ago, right? Yes, we live in a modern day world, but our primal brains as men go back to 1,000 years, right? So it doesn't understand the modern day relationship, right? It still thinks we're back in the caveman years, and it tries to hang on to those feelings, right, that we get. She's going to be the mother of my children. I'm going to marry her. She's my forever lady, right? All those thoughts that come into play. And if you think about it like this, right? Back in ancient times, a cave girl or a cave woman, she literally wouldn't leave her man, okay? She literally wouldn't. And if she did, she'd be killed, right? She'd be hung, she'd be killed. She wouldn't be able to survive out in the wilderness. So more or less, women are hardwired differently. Now, when you correlate that with modern day relationships, right? The way women are hardwired is to more or less have the best option, right? Be with a man that's better than her. And in this modern day society, you could say, she has options, right? She has options. And, us men, we can get complacent in relationships. And when that happens, generally, more or less, the woman breaks up with us, right? And it feels like our world has ended, right? It feels like our world has been put on a complete pause, and it feels very difficult to move on from that point, right? And that's why we generally tend to get into our, stalkerish tendencies. I'm someone that I can admit, I've done that before as well, right? Thinking that if I only just said my last few words, if I only just met up with her for a coffee, if I only just arranged a meeting, a lunch meeting, I could get, maybe those couple of words off my chest and she'll come running back to me, right? She might think, okay, you know what? He's right. I'm going to get back with him. And that goes back to our sort of primal brains, right? Our brains don't know, or we can't treat that situation like it's over, right? So that's why we keep trying, we keep stalking, we try to do everything that we can to have that last glimmer of hope, right? That chance. And look, man, all that will do is literally just push her further away from you, right? And when it gets to this stage, the sad truth is it's over, right? And even though our brains are designed to think that she's the one, she's going to be the one that you're going to spend the rest of our life with, when she leaves, maybe there's another chance. We just keep thinking that there's another chance with this girl, right? We might think that all she needs is a little bit of time and she'll come back, right? But I'll tell you something, bro, from experience. I did that, bro. I tried to latch onto it, okay? I wasted so much time trying to latch on to maybe her returning back to my life, right? I wasted years doing that, bro. I wasted years thinking that maybe there was still hope, right? When she said, oh, give me a bit of time, I just need time by myself. And, she left my life for 6 months to a year, and I still gave it hope, bro. I still was weak in that sense where I gave it hope, thinking that she might come back, we can pick up where we left off, and everything will be happy days, right? But let me tell you something, bro. And this is how I learned the hard way. I was forced to change during that time of adversity that I faced in my life, where more or less she didn't come back, bro. She literally didn't come back. She disappeared completely out of my life. And after a while, I decided that this is not getting anywhere, right? I more or less need to change the person I am currently, because I can't keep sitting here thinking about or latching on to hope that's not there, right? And it hurt, bro. It hurt. I almost, felt so down on a daily basis, right? And where I went wrong personally is during that time, initially at the start of the adversity, I turned to my vices, bro. I turned to, drugs to escape that pain that I was feeling. I had no one to turn to, bro, right? And more or less, that just made me feel even worse and worse until it got to breaking point in my life where I completely had to shift my identity, bro, during that time of adversity, right? And I'm so grateful that I experienced that pain, because it allowed me to become the person I am today, right? Reconstructing myself into a new person and no longer being that person that's sad from, a breakup, experiencing ongoing pain, thinking that she might come back to my life, right? Cyber stalking her, all this shit, bro, that was literally holding me back. Now that I'm in the position that I always wanted to be in my life, right? And also along with that, with a beautiful relationship, I can look back at my faults and understand that I was holding on to something that wasn't there, bro, right? And initially, I kept feeding into the thought of that she might come back to me, right? She might come back in my life. She even said, give me time, I might come back. So I was still latching onto that, right? That was the old me. Now looking back at it, or back at that moment, I should have realized she ain't coming back, bro, okay? How about you start focusing on how you can move forward, build yourself into a new person, learn from those mistakes, and literally just meet the girl aligned with the better version of yourself, right? The person that's learned his lessons from his past mistakes. But more or less, I didn't understand all this, bro. I didn't understand the biological hardwiring, right? I didn't understand that we were made this way. I would literally just go on Google, type in, why I feel this way during a breakup. Someone would say, or multiple people would just say, give it time, man, get in the gym, forget about it, go out with friends, you'll be all right, okay? You'll be fine. It's just everyone has to go through this. Then I thought I was weird, right? Because I'm like, why do I feel like something's missing in my life? Am I just hardwired weirdly, or like, you know, what's going on? But then the more I dived into this particular topic of, you know, breakups, you know, recovering from a breakup, you know, things that I'm passionately and genuinely interested in, right? Because I felt that pain before. I've walked your shoes before, right? For many years. I wanted to know more or less the why. And I just kept feeding into that vicious cycle, right? And I didn't understand anything, bro. I literally didn't understand anything. I just thought literally time will heal you, and there'll be another girl out there that will come into your life and she'll be the right girl, right? But that's fine, bro. The mistakes, the lessons that come into our life are there for a reason, right? To push us into the direction to be the man we always needed, right? Be the best version of ourselves. And then once we do that, right, and forget about the outcome, the right person will be aligned in our life, right, at the right time, which happened for me, bro, and will happen for you as well, right? So understand the stalking feelings, right? The thoughts that she was the one, you know, I was gonna have children with her. It's just our primal brains, okay, going back to 1,000 years ago. It doesn't know the difference between ancient times and modern day dating, right? It's just the way our brains work as men. It's just the way we are biologically hardwired, right? And that will make a lot of sense to, you know, why you're feeling that exact certain way, right? So that's the first main reason. The second reason, right, that holds us back, the second reason why it's extremely difficult to move on is because we tend to carry on a backward thinking mentality. And let me explain. Your brain at this pivotal point in your life, right, this time of adversity, it wants to go back in time and literally see where you went wrong, okay? It wants to see everything more or less from a point where, how could I fix this, right? Was there something I said that I shouldn't have? If only I did this, then this would have happened, right? And I've been stuck in this vicious cycle myself, bro. You sit there literally analyzing the whole relationship, bro, where you went wrong, right? And a lot of men go through this, right? They go through this pain where they just try to backtrack the whole relationship, and they start blaming themselves, right? They start saying, shit, this was my fault. And all that's doing to you, bro, is literally just making you feel feelings of shame and guilt, right? And when you feel these feelings of shame and guilt, and you're not able to move forward from it, that's where, you know, addictions, vices come into play, because there's only so long there's only an amount of time where we can feel those feelings of shame and guilt, bro, before it completely eats us inside and just pretty much takes over our life, right? So we just want to do anything to numb the pain. That's why we'll end up, you know, drinking. That's why we'll end up, you know, maybe doing drugs. That's why we'll end up maybe doing things that we normally wouldn't do, right? Just to escape that feeling of, you know, blaming yourself, right? But let me tell you something, bro. This is part of the process. It isn't your fault, bro, the reason why the relationship ended, right? You just both weren't suited for each other. You weren't the right people for each other, right? And that's fine, bro. Even if you did things that might have been hurtful or said things that you shouldn't have, just understand this, brother, right? Everyone makes mistakes, okay? No one in this world is perfect, right? And the beautiful thing about mistakes is it's a stepping stone. It allows us to understand, you know, where we went wrong, learn a valuable lesson, and take that lesson with us when we construct ourselves into the man we want to become, right? Therefore, when you get in your next relationship, you won't make the same mistakes as you did from your previous relationship, right? Because imagine you got in a relationship, you didn't make any mistakes, you never got your heart broken, you just found one girl. You literally were with her for, let's say, 10, 15 years, and then she left you. I'm telling you, bro, that will be so painful, right? But more or less, be grateful for the adversity that's come your way, right? The lessons that you were able to learn from and, you know, take with you, right? And move forward with. So just understand that this backward thinking of blaming yourself is never going to fix anything, right? The should haves, I should have been more loving. Maybe I should have, expressed myself more better. Maybe if I didn't have as many arguments with her, we'd be together right now. And then you just find yourself thinking, I should have done this, I should have done this, right? And again, backwards thinking, bro, right? What's done is done. The past is in the past. The only opportunity you have is to learn, right? Learn to be the greatest man that you can be, right? For your next future girl that's waiting there, out there from the universe, right? She's there, bro. She's just waiting for you to fix yourself, right? Once you fix yourself, reconstruct yourself into a brand new person, leave the old person in the past and become a new man. That's when you'll align yourself with her, right? So the should haves are something that, a lot of us do, but just understand that there's no point of thinking that way. I should have done this, I should have done that, right? Learn your lesson, right? And not make sure you just don't bring that into your next relationship, right? Then there's that fear mentality. This is something I was guilty of myself, right? I'm never going to find someone as good as her. Who's going to love me? There's no other good girls out there, right? All these thoughts, bro, I was literally thinking over and over again. Again, I was contributing to that vicious cycle of backwards thinking, right? When you think like that, right, because you're at a low frequency point of your life, your brain's going to be thinking that way, right? Because you literally feel like shit, okay? And you literally feel like you're not operating through your best self, okay? And more than likely, you've gotten complacent in your relationship. So you're feeling shit, right? You feel shit, you look shit, and when she leaves you, you're literally at like a low point in your life, right? So that's where that fear mentality comes into play, because you more or less think that she was the only girl for you, right? And because you're not operating through your highest self, right, the best version of yourself, at that point, bro, obviously it's going to feel like no one else is going to want you. There's no other good girls out there. She was funny, she was smart. There's no other funny, smart girls out there. It's because you're operating from a low frequency, bro. I personally was myself, right? I didn't fix myself into the man I needed to become, right? The man I always admired. And it's just more or less a backward thinking mentality, right? A fear mentality, a thought process that's acting from a very, low frequency, right? The worst version of you, someone who's operating through shame and guilt, right? And when you start to align yourself with your highest self, right, your best version, when you start looking after your physical, mental, spiritual well-being, right, and reconstruct yourself into a new version, right, shift your identity, you end up aligning yourself with a person who's actually better than your previous girl, right? Because you got complacent. This is the opportunity where you can rebuild yourself as a man, right? You have the superpowers, you have the capabilities of reconstructing yourself into a brand new person, right? Leaving that old person in the past and being that person that you always admired, right? This is your time where you can grow into that person, right? Use your time wisely to learn from your mistakes. Therefore, when you start operating through high frequency, no longer low frequency, you start feeling, gratitude, love, peace, enlightenment, okay? And when you feel like that, you're operating through high frequency, you actually align with someone who's operating with that frequency as well, right? A beautiful woman who's going to be operating through high frequency as well, and you're just going to match like this, like a magnet, bro. You're just going to be attracted to one another like a magnet. And then you'll look back in time and go, I'm so grateful this happened to me, right? Because it's helped me evolve into the man I always wanted to become. And then you'll look back and go, damn, man, can't believe I was thinking that way, right? So more or less, man, just understand that this is all part of the process, okay? But just know this, it's not set in stone, okay? These feelings are normal. I've been through it myself. You've been through it yourself, right? Other men, plenty of men have been through it, right? It's just this topic's not really discussed much in detail, but more or less, the more I found out about this particular, topic with all the research I've done, it all starts to make sense to why I was acting that way, right? Why you were acting that way. This is the reason why we act like this, right? It's not that we're crazy, bro, okay? It's not that we're weird. It's literally that we're biologically hardwired this way, okay? And your brain just purely doesn't know the difference between 1,000 years ago and 2024 as you're watching this. So just understand, bro, I've been down that road before, twice, and it absolutely hurt, but it's okay, bro. Just know that there's a better version of you out there, right? And the more you tap into that best version of yourself, face this adversity, right? This temporary adversity that you're going through, and use it as fuel to reconstruct yourself into a new person, I guarantee you, you'll align yourself with the right woman. There'll be a time where you'll look back and go, I'm so grateful that I faced that adversity in my life, that breakup, that heartbreak, the pain, how I move forward. And you'll be with your new girl looking back into, your old self and going, damn, I'm so grateful that this happened to me, right? So look, man, I hope you got some sort of value from this video. I'm going to be diving more or less deeper into breakups, right? Why or how we can more or less, use certain strategies to implement into, shifting our identity, becoming a new version, right? What to do exactly. So if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I'm only going to keep making more content, add more, free value where I can help you on these certain topics, because these were, certain topics that I was struggling with. I had no one to really turn to. I was sick of watching countless YouTube videos where it was just literally the same sort of bullshit out there, right? And I didn't want to learn from a therapist who was a woman, no offense to women, but I didn't want to learn from a therapist who was a woman. And a lot of the guys I spoke to didn't really have much knowledge around this, right? So I decided to fix myself, do my research, right? And share this with you, right? So hope you got some value from it. If you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. It really helps me keep making more valuable content. Other than that, have a beautiful and blessed day. If you know someone going through a breakup right now, share this video. If you've been through a breakup personally yourself, right, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. Love you.